My name is Sarah, I'm an admissions counselor here at John Jay.
Just tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience at John Jay.
Yeah, sure. So, I personally decided to go to John Jay for my master's program. I am a CUNY grad. I'm a proud CUNY grad. I did attend Kingsburg Community College for my 2-year degree. Um, and then I finished my bachelor's degree at Brooklyn College. And then I converted to John Jay for my master's program. Hence why I always tell students it doesn't matter where you begin, it matters where you end, right? And I know a lot of students may feel disencouraged because they're like, I can't get into a 4-year college, or I don't have the GPA to get to a 4-year school, right? And again, the 2-year schools have a great opportunity for students to, grow and expand and go to a school that they want to go to. Um, I mean, and I was also part of the college discovery program, which helped me become who I am today. So, being at John Jay, it's an amazing experience. They provide great help to their students. I mean, being a staff member and a student, I see that like they go out and beyond for their students. Like, I mean, during COVID, they were providing like laptops to our like students and, Wi-Fi. Because they know some students may or may not be able to access the internet at this moment because of circumstances at home. And they were able to provide Wi-Fi hotspots for our students and laptops. They're very committed in assisting their students get to the finish line, whatever it takes. We're there for you, no matter what. And they hold that very, very close. And one thing is that I was amazed when I started working at John Jay, but also as a student, was the student career fair. It was amazing to me. I mean, like they had a lot of organizations from all over the country, government agencies come recruit students, whether it be TSA, the Red Cross, NYCHA, police department of what's that? Fort Lauderdale, Chicago, Teachers of America. We get a little bit of everything, which is great. That's something that was like wow to me, right? Because like not everybody gets to experience these big, huge agencies come and recruit. So that is something that we are very, very big on. And I honestly can say John Jay is a great place, especially if you're trying to do social justice or anything within the field of criminal justice. It's a great place. I'm going to go ahead and start the presentation regarding John Jay and what we are about. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Welcome to John Jay's presentation regarding John Jay, the College of Criminal Justice. My name is Sarah, and today I will be discussing what John Jay has to offer for students like yourself. You may be a freshman, a student who's looking to go to John Jay fresh out of high school. You may be a student who might have taken a pause, that might have want to go back to school and John Jay's on your mind, or you may be a student who's gone to another school and want to transfer to John Jay, right? So we are going to begin. Right here in our first slide, we have our Jaywalk. So our Jaywalk connects our old building with our new building, and it is a wonderful place where students like to hang out, catch the sun, look at the different types of buildings in the area. It is a beautiful area. Fun fact about it, we do have a community garden that is nursed by our students. And our students take care of that garden, and it provides vegetables to the community, and our students benefit from it. So it's something that we are proud of. So we like to say that New York City is your classroom. So essentially you are a New York City student, so you would be a commuter student. We are located 2 blocks away from Columbus Circle. We're by the A, the B, the C, and the D line. In the area, you do have Lincoln Center, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, Central Park Zoo, the Museum of Modern Art, and a couple of other wonderful things. Because you are a John Jay student, some places in the area will provide you with a student discount if you let them know, hey, I'm a John Jay student. You can show your ID and get a discounted price for certain places in the area. So as you can see here, there is two little rectangles. And so each rectangle is literally a block. So you would walk 2 blocks away from the train station, and then John Jay is right over here. We also have the new, if students are interested in dorming, there are dorming options. Due to COVID, we are no longer affiliated with the New Yorker, but there are housing opportunities through the housing website, and we'll talk about that a little later. But yeah. Okay. So in the first picture above is our new building. Our new building houses most of our classrooms. We have a mood court where students are able to like feel what it's like to be in a courtroom and stuff like that. We have our club rooms, we have our labs, right in this picture right here. And our community hours, our club hours, all of that stuff happens in this building right here. And then you have Heron Hall. Heron Hall houses our campus library and other classrooms. And you also have our gyms in this building as well. So we do have a pool, we have a tennis court, we have track. I believe we also have the gym, like our general gym. So when you are a student at John Jay, each campus obviously in CUNY has a gym that the students can use to work out and stuff like that. All of that has been renovated during the pandemic. So hopefully by the time you guys become students, you'll be able to enjoy the new stuff, right? And of course, you know, our library, where if you have to study, you know, get some research done, you have the library that's available to you in this building as well. So the community of Bloodhounds, we do serve 13,000 students. We have 60 plus clubs and organizations, 130 nationalities represented. 47% of our students are first generation college students. And we have 15 Division III athletic teams. And we have our 60K square foot rooftop parks and common areas shown to you in slide number 1. This right here on the right-hand side of the presentation, you can see that our school is very diverse. We have 44% of our students who are Hispanic. We are a Latino serving institution. We have 20% of our students who are Black, 21% who are white, and 12% who are Asian. Our demographic is very diverse. I like to tell students that they can meet any student from all over the world, literally. We have students from Italy, from Dubai, from Spain, you know, maybe South America. You know, we have students from all over the world as well as nationally as well. Like we have students who come from Florida, Chicago, Missouri. You know, a lot of students know about us all over the country. So it is something that we are happy to have on campus. So obviously we educate for justice, right? We offer 47 minors, 31 majors, 17 master programs, and 3 doctoral programs. 47 are minors, right? So the minors are basically, the difference between a minor and a major is that a major is something that you are passionate about and you end up getting a whole degree in it. And a minor is something you're interested in, but you don't really want to get a whole degree in, right? So essentially, if, for instance, you get a whole bachelor's degree in criminal justice, you can minor in, for instance, Spanish, right? Because you want to brush up your skills in Spanish and learn how to read and write a little bit more. That's fine. You can do that. So we also have master programs. So essentially, when you become a student at John Jay, you're working towards your bachelor's degree, and once you're done, then you have an option of continuing your studies and doing a master's degree, which is approximately 2 years. Your baccalaureate degree, which is your bachelor's degree, takes 4 years, and master's degree takes approximately 2 years. So now, if you want to learn a little bit more about the resources at John Jay, we do offer something called the BAMA track. The BAMA track allows students who are interested in doing their master's and bachelor's at the same time. They can do so even if you are a transfer student. And so if you are a freshman straight out of high school and you are going to apply, you're by your second year, you're a sophomore, you obtain a 3.5 or higher GPA, you're able to apply for a master's program. What's great about the program is that you get 2 degrees, and financial aid can be used towards those master courses as well because of the program and the way it's designed. Then you have the Pre-Law Institute. The Pre-Law Institute is a program where if you are interested in law and you have a passion for law, it allows you to receive assistance preparing for the LSATs, right? Maybe you want to learn more about what it's like to be a defense lawyer, right? And you want to get an internship. They do try their best to get you internships. There are a lot of networking opportunities that you have as a student through the program. And we are affiliated with CUNY Law School, Brooklyn Law School, and the CUNY Law School, Brooklyn Law School, and Pace University's Elizabeth Harborough College as well, through Pace. So it's called the 3+3 program, where you would do 3 years at John Jay and then finish your JD with Pace University. Then you have the PRISM program, which is the program research in science and math. So if you are a student who's interested in doing research and wants to, learn more about, for instance, if you want to learn more about crime rates, during the pandemic, did they increase or decrease, right? Something along those lines, and you want to know what's going on, right? Or something on campus, right? Like, are students more who go to student activities get better grades than students who aren't involved in student activities, right? You want to create some sort of, thesis. You get a professor to be your mentor, and then you work together to figure your hypothesis out, right? And then it's a great opportunity for you to learn how to do research, especially if you're going to go into a master's program or a doctoral program in the near future. You never know what that can do for you. So that is an amazing program. And again, you do get a stipend for your study. So it's a great program if you're interested in that. So articulation agreements. Articulation agreements are for students who, let's say, not necessarily meet the requirements, right? So let's say your GPA may not be at the level that we need it to be. That's absolutely fine. You can actually partake in a program called the CUNY Justice Academy program. So what that does is basically, let's say I attend Kingsborough Community College, right? Kingsborough Community College has the CUNY Justice Academy program. And I say to myself, okay, great, this program's phenomenal, great, I like it, let's go. I want to do my criminal justice degree here. So you do your criminal justice degree at Kingsborough through the CUNY Justice Academy program. And what happens is after you've obtained that associate's degree, John Jay will reach out to you, right? So they'll reach out to me via email and say, hey, Sarah, it looks like you're completing a degree in criminal justice. Are you still interested in coming to John Jay to finish your studies with us, right? So all I have to do is reply to that email and say, yes, I'm interested. And what happens is they take all my credits and they transfer me over seamlessly. And I'm able to go to John Jay after my degree is done at Kingsborough Community College. We are partnered with majority of the 2-year colleges in New York City, which are CUNY. So that's Kingsborough, LaGuardia Community College, Bronx Community College, Hostos, Queensborough, I believe. And you can always look it up to see what degrees each school has within that program. So bachelor majors that students come to often, right, to John Jay. So the first thing that comes to their minds is usually criminal justice, forensic psychology, or criminology. We do offer other majors, but those are the top 3 programs that students gravitate towards when they join our John Jay community. And for our master's programs, usually it's public administration, criminal justice, and forensic psychology. These are programs that they're very in tune with. And I myself am a master's student at John Jay, and I'm doing my master's in public administration. So yes. It is a great opportunity for students to, go to a school that offers these amazing majors. And speaking of amazing majors, so we have, again, a vast majority of majors. And what's so cool about John Jay is like, we don't only have majors that are criminal justice based, but we also have other majors. So we have sociology, Spanish, you can do anthropology, fire science, English, economics, forensic science, global history. And if we don't offer it as a major, we probably most likely offer it as a minor. But these are the majority or most, or actually all of our programs that we offer here at John Jay. So special programs. So if you are a freshman, which means that you are graduating, right, literally in June of that year that you enter, right? So for instance, an example, let's say you are a junior right now and you will be leaving high school in June of 2022, right? So that means you will be a senior next year. So usually, if you're going into senior year, these are the programs that usually students are looking to apply to. So you need an average high school GPA of a 94 for Macaulay Honors, and you need to do essay questions, a recommendation letter, an interview, and a character reference letter. It's very important that if you're interested in joining Macaulay, you visit the school website to learn more about their requirements, and possibly you can look at previous students who got into Macaulay stories, so you can learn more about the program and what would make you a strong applicant. Usually they have info sessions in the fall, which is like beginning of senior year of your starting of senior year. So this program particularly is only for students who are entering as freshmen. John Jay Honors is offered to freshmen and transfer students, but transfer students apply to the program after being at John Jay for 1 year. Freshmen can apply right away. Your average high school GPA is about an 89. Essay questions, recommendation letters, and an interview as well. Both programs offer you different resources and different stipends. And I believe John Jay Macaulay offers you a MacBook to borrow for the 4 years at John Jay. Then we have SEEK. A lot of these students, you will hear your counselor say an HEOP program, EOP program. These are programs for students who may not meet the general requirements for a 4-year college, right? And it's actually a great program. So if you are a New York State resident, first-time freshman, you meet economical eligibility requirements, meaning that you do your financial aid package and your family meets a certain income, then you can apply to this program. I can provide that link to your counselors, and they can show you if you do meet the requirements. Each household income, depending on the size, has to be a certain amount of money, and then your average high school GPA needs to be around the 78. So this program is great for students to hear about and know about, because it depends on your what's great about the program is that you do get tutoring and you get help when you get into college, and it's a great resource for students. So it's called SEEK at the 4-year schools, particularly in CUNY, and it's called College Discovery at the 2-year schools in CUNY. Again, now, if you are a high school senior and you are going into high school, you're graduating from high school, you can apply for Apple Corps. So if you're interested in social justice and public service, you're a U.S. citizen or permanent resident and a New York City resident, and you meet the essay questions and the interview, you are able to apply for this program. This program is really cool because they do offer you a stipend of about, I think, I forget the amount, but it's quite a big amount, and it's basically you learn more about public service jobs, social justice. You get to do internships and learn more about what social justice is about and public service is about, and you get one one-on-one experience through your internships, learning about the different types of career paths that you can take within social justice and public service, which is great. We do have special resources. We have our Immigrant Student Success Center, which we are very proud of at John Jay. It's resources for undocumented DACA, temporary protection status, or immigrant students in general who may need assistance with their status, right? So depending on, whether they may need legal help, right? We do offer free legal help on campus for students and their family members. They don't have to pay for it. So John Jay, now we want to talk about how much John Jay will cost for the year. So John Jay will cost $6,930 approximately for 1 year. Majority of our students do get full financial aid, which means that they don't pay for school. But if you do have to pay for school, don't worry. A lot of our students do get scholarships. They are part of special programs that get them stipends and stuff like that. So there's always room for you to get help to pay for school. And that like shows you in the slide here, only 20% of our students have student loans. So they are very committed to that. To making sure you get extra help. Students do get help with paying for tuition and stuff like that. So there's never, a moment where you'll feel overwhelmed. I mean, even with the pandemic, a lot of our students were able to receive some sort of help, particularly we were able to get them some sort of scholarship to pay. For instance, like a lot of our students are the breadwinners at home and they might have a bill that they needed to pay. So we were able to get them a help up to I think it was $1,200. So that just shows you that we're very committed to our students, and there's anything that we can do to help you pay that tuition or get you resources to do so, we'll make sure to do that for you. So housing opportunities. So we have St. George's Towers. We have the New Yorker. These places are offered through our studenthousing.org website. Again, due to COVID, we are no longer affiliated directly with the New Yorker, but you can go ahead and check the Student Housing Network, studenthousing.org website to learn more about housing opportunities. We also have the towers at City College. You can look at the website at ccnytowers.com to learn more about the housing opportunities there. Now, how to apply to John Jay, right? So you may be a freshman, which is the first year of college, and that's fine. So your application fee is $65. Sometimes your school counselor can actually get you an application fee waiver. And this allows you to get the $65 waived. So always ask your counselor and say, hey, do I qualify for a waiver? And if you do, you could go ahead and, get one from your counselor and then submit it. We usually are looking for about an 86 GPA. But if you don't meet those requirements, we always advocate for students to go ahead and still apply. It's very important that you do so. You may qualify through the SEEK program, you never know. So we always tell students to apply. Usually your application, if you are a freshman, is due February 1st, priority deadline. And so senior year, once you get into senior year, you'll start your application process sometime in October, November, around there. So you want to start figuring out what schools to apply to. And, even if the deadline is February 1st and, we still have the application open, we always encourage students to still apply. And if you're a transfer student, right? So I don't know, some of you may be transfer students, which means that you attended another school previously, right? So you might have attended, I don't know, Kingsborough Community College, and you want to know what the requirements are if you were to go to John Jay. So that's a $70 application fee. You need to have official high school transcripts, official college transcripts from all colleges previously attended. Keep in mind, for transfer students, you must have a cumulative GPA of a 2.0 or higher, and a C or better in a college level math, and a C or better in a college level English. So you want to make sure you meet those 3 requirements before applying. It's really important. And your application is also due February 1st. If you plan on transferring in for the spring, your application is due September 15th. And for freshmen as well, if you took a break from school and you're going to apply for the spring semester, your application is due September 15th as well. So other than that, thank you so much for joining our video today and talking about John Jay and what we have to offer. We are currently closed due to the pandemic. Our email is admissions@jjay.cuny.edu. You can find out more information about John Jay and what we have to offer at www.jjay.cuny.edu. And you can also text us. And thank you so much. Do you guys have any questions?
Sarah, I do. I wanted to ask you, in terms of schools opening up, is that something that CUNY has a plan over John Jay in the next few months now that, spring session is already here? What about fall of 2021?
Right. Great question. So we are advising students that, and it's another thing that you brought up, that you said that just brought up to my mind for the SAT requirements as well. So regarding SAT requirements, let me just bring that up. I highly suggest all students go on the CUNY website before applying to make sure, because that's subject to change due to COVID. And as of right now, a lot of our students are it looks like the chancellor has said that we are going to be open in the fall, but we are to follow more instruction on our website. On our website, we're going to have more information regarding that to let you know more about the openings of the school. Again, it's in the works of being opened in the fall, but we just have to wait and see.
I have another question. Do you have demographics to show how many students actually graduate with their degree in criminal justice, or do they major in other specific areas?
So I can look that information up with you and share it via email if possible. I don't know that on top of my head, but usually students usually do come for criminal justice, but I can provide you with statistics on other majors.
Well, I don't know if there's statistics to show how students have dropped out because of remote learning within the last semester or two.
Unfortunately, I can't speak on that. I can't speak on that matter, but I mean, a lot of students were able to adjust to the learning experience, and a lot of students weren't able to adjust to learning experience. But I mean, it is part of the curve, right? Like, we all were able to adjust to Zoom. Some of us weren't able to adjust to Zoom as quickly, right? I myself personally have been attending classes online, and it's not the same, but we keep pushing. But unfortunately, I can't provide those direct statistics. But again, like, the CUNY website will have updates hopefully in the near future regarding what the fall will look like when we go back into schools. So more of that information should be posted. And again, with the SATs for your juniors, when they get in for senior year, that's probably going to be updated as well moving forward.
A lot of students who already have been getting acceptances. Do you guys do informational sessions for students who have been admitted and what to expect and what the next steps are?
Yes, so that's called Student Acceptance Day. So Student Acceptance Day is going to be occurring within the next 2 months or so. And the student will receive an email regarding Student Acceptance Day, and then that's the day that we break it down for them, what the process will be like once they accept their offer, how registration is going to be, and how the next couple of months are going to be in general through their process getting into college. And again, we'll probably have more information regarding how registration will occur, if it's going to be online, if it's not going to be online, probably it will most likely be online. And then we will move from there. So yes, Student Acceptance Day, that email should be coming out soon. other than that, thank you so much for joining today's session, or video, I should say, regarding John Jay and what we have to offer. Just keep in mind, as you're doing your college search, each school has its um, own program that they are really good at. So you want to make sure as you're doing your college search that you are, really just making sure that you are narrowing down your schools based on your interest. That's very important. So if you're interested in criminal justice, look up the top schools in criminal justice. You'll see John Jay pops up, a couple of other schools pop up. Okay, great. You're interested in psychology, make sure you're looking up schools that they're really good is in psychology. You want to go to a school that's known for the major that you're very interested in. Now, how to apply to John Jay, right? So you may be a freshman, which is the first year of college, and that's fine. So your application fee is $65. Sometimes your school counselor can actually get you an application fee waiver. And this allows you to get the $65 waived. So always ask your counselor and say, hey, do I qualify for a waiver? And if you do, you could go ahead and, get one from your counselor and then submit it. We usually are looking for about an 86 GPA. But if you don't meet those requirements, we always advocate for students to go ahead and still apply. It's very important that you do so. You may qualify through the SEEK program, you never know. So we always tell students to apply. Usually your application, if you are a freshman, is due February 1st, priority deadline. And so senior year, once you get into senior year, you'll start your application process sometime in October, November, around there. So you want to start figuring out what schools to apply to. And, even if the deadline is February 1st and, we still have the application open, we always encourage students to still apply. And if you're a transfer student, right? So I don't know, some of you may be transfer students, which means that you attended another school previously, right? So you might have attended, I don't know, Kingsburg Community College, and you want to know what the requirements are if you were to go to John Jay. So that's a $70 application fee. You need to have official high school transcripts, official college transcripts from all colleges previously attended. Keep in mind, for transfer students, you must have a cumulative GPA of a 2.0 or higher, and a C or better in a college level math, and a C or better in a college level English. So you want to make sure you meet those 3 requirements before applying. It's really important. And your application is also due February 1st. If you plan on transferring in for the spring, your application is due September 15th. And for freshmen as well, if you took a break from school and you're going to apply for the spring semester, your application is due September 15th as well. So other than that, thank you so much for joining our video today and talking about John Jay and what we have to offer. We are currently closed due to the pandemic. Our email is admissions@jjay.cuny.edu. You can find out more information about John Jay and what we have to offer at www.jjay.cuny.edu. And you can also text us. And just to continue along here, I just wanted to show you guys what the application will look like when you apply, right? So you just go to cuny.edu and you go to log in, right? And then you're going to go to apply now, right? If you are a freshman, you will click future students, start your application, right? If you are a transfer student and you never attended CUNY, which means you never went to a CUNY school, you probably went to Monroe College, or you went to St. John's, whatever school you went to, you still click here. It's going to give you the option to click if you're a transfer student or if you're a freshman applicant. Again, a freshman applicant is a student who just graduated high school or you already graduated high school, and then you're going to start the application as a freshman. And you're a transfer student means that you've previously attended another school and you're coming to John Jay. If you are a CUNY student, someone who already went to CUNY but wants to come to John Jay, you start your application right over here. Keep in mind, Once you finish your application, you want to make sure you click here to see if you need any help with any other thing, which is view application tutorials, because YouTube will show you different things on how to do your application. So, you know, it'll load eventually. But yeah, here you go. So it'll tell you the overview of how to do the application. If you're having trouble paying the application, and so on and so forth, and how to register for an account. And then if you're looking to do an honors application, which is through John, like Macaulay, for instance, like what I showed you guys earlier, you can go ahead and click that video as well. All videos are very informational and have a lot of great information that you can use. Now, after you've done your application, you want to make sure you claim your CUNY First account. That's very important. So usually what I do is I just put claim CUNY First. And I click view check status of the application. When you check the status of your application, you want to make sure you follow these steps right here. This is very important because this right here is going to help you figure out what's going on with your application once you create your login. So you'll go to cunyfirst.edu. Well, I'm already a user, right? So we're just going to delete that, right? And then you're going to see here that it says new user. So you would click new user. And then you would put your personal information, and then you will be able to activate your account. Once that is done, you're able to review your account and see what it is that you're missing, or if your application is complete, so on and so forth. It's very important that if you do click pay later for your application will move. So you want to make sure that when you're doing your application, if you say pay later, you have to log in again and make sure you pay it and submit the application. That's another thing that came to my mind that I wanted to remind you guys. Now, for financial aid, the CUNY website does have a financial aid link. I just want to tell you guys a disclaimer, and financial aid office always tells students, nobody should be charging you for the financial aid application. The financial aid application is absolutely free. There's no need for anyone to charge you for it. So you can click applying for financial aid, and if you click on the website here, it will tell you what documents you need and how to actually complete your FAFSA. Even if you just Google the actual link itself, you can just literally put FAFSA application, right? And you go here, and then literally if you go to student.gov, this is usually the link, or you can even click this one, and then it will take you to the financial aid website, and then you create an account with your parent or your guardian or yourself, and then you start the process. So if you're new, you click here, and again, the form is absolutely for free. Do not allow anyone to tell you that you have to pay for it. It is free, and so is TAP, which is the state aid as well. So this should take care of everything basically regarding how to apply financial aid and all that stuff. So once you've made sure that you've done your application and you've done your financial aid is actually going to ask you what is the school codes. So for instance, let's say I want to look up John Jay school code, right? So I'm just going to put John Jay College financial aid code. There you go. So it'll pop up and it'll generate it. And you could do this for a majority of the schools. They will provide you with their financial aid code, which is basically what you're going to add to your application. So this helps the federal government send your money to that school if that's a school you decide to go to. And it's very important that you do your research and you find out every code for all the schools. And most of the schools are able to give it to you directly. It's not a problem.